Please welcome my co-star on ER and also one of the stars on the new Fox show, Ally McBeal, Lisa Nicole Carson.
Hello. A slave of his own making, James Allen once feared he had wasted his life and would probably die as, quote, an indescribable part of a black mass of nothingness, end quote. But he found in some very old songs a cure, not only for his own condition, but for the cancerous epidemic that was taking thousands of lives in his community as well.
And as early as I can remember on the sharecrop farm with my grandparents, my aunts used to sing together. They would sing in church, and it was all a cappella, but it was beautiful singing.
For James Allen and members of the ARC choir in Harlem, music has been a saving grace, a vehicle for divine intervention and deliverance. Mr. Allen, like every member of the choir, is a former drug addict.
Because I was what I call hell-bent on failing, it didn't take long for me to discover heroin, which I did during the first 6 months of being in New York. And I slept in the streets for 10 years afterward.
That was James Allen's life until he met Mary, who urged him to seek treatment in Lexington, Kentucky.
He wrote every day and said to me, "Look, I'm ready to come home." He said, "I'm going to dedicate my life to helping drug victims."
Working out of the Manhattan Christian Reformed Church in 1964, James Allen founded the Addicts Rehabilitation Center in Harlem.
We were running a small program for 40 people in residence, and someone came along and gave us a gift of a 60,000 square foot facility. The gift had a little proviso with it, a $130,000 mortgage. Mr. Allen prayed about it, and he said the Lord gave him a vision of forming a choir of people in the program. They'd go from church to church, and they'd get a little free will offering, and the choir continued to grow to the point where, within a few years, they paid off that $130,000 mortgage.
I can remember one time we were singing in the church, and my wife was there, and this lady leaned over and said, "You know, them junkies can sing." And my wife said, "The head junkie is my husband."
We would just sing our hearts out because Mr. Allen made us feel like we was worthy and like we was somebody.
And one of the things that gospel music and addiction has in common is the whole atmosphere of struggle and the hope of overcoming.
The program gave me hope. It gave me some principles in my life. And with that, you know, I was able to, I had the determination and the drive to go after things and do things. My life is beautiful.
There's a joy that comes out of standing there and drawing this beautiful music out of the choir. And I feel that that talent that I found in the choir is just the tip of the iceberg. There's doctors out in the street who are using drugs. There's lawyers, potentially. There are all kinds of talent that if we would just go out there and spend some time in helping to sober up, that could be a tremendous asset to the development of our society.
Led by Mr. Allen, a growing army of former addicts is taking back the Harlem community, and some of them are here tonight. These individuals represent more than 20,000 former addicts whose lives have been turned around by James Allen and the Addicts Rehabilitation Center. Mr. James Allen, it gives me great pleasure to present you with the 1998 Essence Award.
I want to thank God for blessing me. 40 years ago, when I overcame drugs, my life was so miserable. I only asked God to do one thing. I had aspired the first 33 years of my life to become famous like Wynton and like Patty. I wanted to be a professional singer and a professional musician, but I thought that the way to become a musician was to get high instead of practicing. That didn't work, and when I was at Lexington, Kentucky, I asked God just to take me off drugs, that I didn't want to be a musician anymore. I just wanted to be sober. It was in a Christian Reformed church that I found out that God loves drug victims just like he does anybody else. And I'm grateful that God allowed me and others to develop the ARC Gospel Choir, because when they sing, they get people's attention. And then when people are listening, I'm able to tell them that just like they are beautiful singers, there are also other qualified people, and that rehabilitation works. Thank you very much, Usher, for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, platinum-selling artists Brian McKnight and Stephanie Mills with the ARC Choir.
You alone know what tomorrow brings in a world where few hearts survive. And all I know is the way I feel. And if it's real, I'm gonna keep it alive. Oh.
'Cause the road is long. See, there are mountains in our way, but still we climb higher every day. Lord, lift us up where we belong, where the eagles fly on a mountain high. Lord, lift us up where we belong, from the world we know.
we return, Whitney Houston, Michael Bolton, Luther Vandross, and Mariah Carey honor Patti LaBelle.